Hello student, I am SR Sirsat. Last time already considered the spontaneous emission, stimulated emission and the characteristics of the laser. Today we are going to discuss Boltzmann's distribution law and the second one, what is meant by the population inversion. Okay. I am going to start the first point, Boltzmann's distribution law. When we have a collection of large number of atoms, means suppose number of atoms collected, large number of atoms are collected, and then how that number of atoms are distributed in different energy levels. Different energy level means ground state energy level E2, another energy level is E2, another energy level is E3, and in this way. How actually these number of atoms are distributed in different energy levels, that is given by Boltzmann's distribution statistic. We can therefore, that is actually this says that certain number of atoms occupy the certain energy levels. It means that out of this number of atoms, some atoms they are in energy level E1, some atoms they are in energy level E2, and some atoms they are in energy level E3, and so on. This is actually the situation. But when we consider, suppose this is the energy level E1 and here is the number of atoms. Number of atoms. How many atoms they are present in energy level per unit volume, that we call it as a population. That we call it as a population. Population means number of atoms in a energy level per unit volume, that we call it as a population. For energy level point of view, population we call it as a N1. For energy level E2, population we call it as N2, and for E3, population N3, and in this way. Remember this meaning of this population, it is the number of atoms per unit value. Per unit value, that we call it as a population. After considering all these things, if suppose the T is the temperature of the atom, number of atoms, the temperature of the atom, suppose say T, then population in first energy level N1 is equal to, that must be written in terms of e raised to minus E1 divided by KT. Call this equation first. When we consider the energy level E2, at that time population of energy level N2 is equal to e raised to minus E2 upon KT. Call this equation second. And this is actually equations. Population depends upon the temperature. Population depends upon the temperature. But when we divide equation second by first, that we call it as a N2 upon N1 is equal to, how will you write? E raised to minus E2 by KT divided by e raised to minus E1 divided by KT. And N2 upon N1 we call it as a relative population. Relative, its meaning is that how many atoms are present in energy level E2 as compared to the energy level E1. And when we solve this, it is N2 upon N1 is equal to, that is e raised to minus in bracket, it is E2 minus E1 upon kT. This is actually the equation. E2 minus E1, that must be equal to del E, then N2 upon N1 is equal to e raised to minus del E by kT. In this equation, what is K? K is Boltzmann's constant. K is Boltzmann constant and T is actually the temperature. And what is del E? Del E represents the energy difference of these two energy levels. Energy difference of these two energy levels. This is actually the N2 upon N1, that we call it as a relative population. And this equation can be written as N2 is equal to N1 e raised to minus del E by kT. Del E by kT. You remember that when we plot this equation, means relative population versus energy, means when we plot this equation, its meaning is that here is the, this is x axis, this is y axis, in this direction energy, and in this direction relative population. What the observation? This is the first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, and this is fifth. What is the meaning of this? Means this figure represents the graph of this equation. From this figure, what the conclusion? Means population in energy level, this means we call it as E1, E2, E3, E4, E5 in this way. Means population in energy level E1 is more as compared to E2. Means as the energy level increases, population of the atoms goes on decreases. This is actually the point. Means this is actually the simple concept, that is the Boltzmann. Means very simple concept. Number of atoms are there. Number of atoms are distributed in different energy level, E1, E2, E3. That is given, how they are distributed, that is given by Boltzmann distribution law. And what is meant by the population, number of atoms per value. Here is the population of the first energy level is considered, population of the second energy level is considered, and dividing second by first, we get the relative population and we get this graph. From this graph or from this equation, the most important conclusion, population goes on decreasing as the energy level that is increases. This is actually the most important conclusion. For that point of view, and from this equation, what the conclusion? Population depends upon the energy difference and the temperature. This one very important parameter. For explaining point of view, we consider a monoatomic gas or monoatomic atom. Monoatomic hydrogen gas is considered, we all are familiar with. For hydrogen atom, what is the value of E1? E1 must be equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. And what is the value of E2? E2 is equal to minus 3.4 electron volt. This is the situation for hydrogen atom gas. This E1, this is the ground state energy, and E2, it is actually the higher energy state, or we maybe call it as the excited state. What is the difference of this? Here is E2 minus E1, that must be equal to 10.20 electron volt. When we subtract E2 minus 3.4 electron volt minus 13, and that difference must be equal to this. What about the value of KT? K is Boltzmann constant. Its value is 8.61 electron volt per Kelvin multiplied by. What is actually the T? T is the temperature. First case we consider the room temperature. Room temperature means T is equal to 27 degrees Celsius, and that value is in Kelvin, that is 13 Kelvin. 37 plus 273, this is the value this. When we solve this 8.61 electron volt Kelvin multiplied by 300 Kelvin, this value comes out to be 0.025 electron volt. This is the value of KT. For simplicity point of view, monoatomic hydrogen gas is considered. Its energy level E1 is equal to this second energy level is equal to this, and difference of this is equal to this, and value of KT is equal to this. When we substitute these values in this equation, N2 is equal to N1 e raised to minus, what is the del E? 10.20 divided by, what is KT? 0.025. And when we solve this value comes out to be, that must be equal to N1 multiplied by 0, and that must be equal to N2 is equal to 0. What is the meaning of this? N2 is equal to 0. Means at room temperature, the number of atoms present in excited state, that is 0. Means all atoms are present in ground state. This is the situation. This is the situation. But when we consider the temperature, T is equal to very high temperature. Second condition. First condition is considered room temperature. At that time, number of atoms present in second energy level is equal to 0. But again, when we consider the temperature is high, second condition, high temperature is considered. High temperature means T is equal to 10,000 Kelvin. And then find the value of again KT. The value of KT is equal to 8.61 multiplied by this, and that value comes out to be 0.861 electron volt. This is actually the value, 0.861 electron volt. Again, by using this, again the value of N2 is equal to N1. N2 is equal to N1. That must be equal to e raised to minus 10.20 divided by 0.861. That must be equal to N1 multiplied by, what is the value of this? 6 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6. It means that N1 multiplied by 6 divided by 10 raised to 6 means N2 divided by N1 is equal to 6 divided by, 7. This is actually the equation. Very important conclusion. This is actually the first and this is the second important one. What is the meaning of this? When the temperature is high, very high, this is actually high temperature. At that time, what will happen? Out of 10 raised to 6 atom, only 7 atoms are present into the excited state. Only 7 atoms are present into the excited, and that quantity is very, very small. It means that N1 is very, very greater as compared to N2. This number is again very simple. See here, N1 represent the population in energy level E1, N2 represent population in energy level E2. At room temperature, what will happen? Number of atoms present in energy level E2 is 0. At temperature, high temperature, and that temperature is 10,000, at that time only 7 atoms out of 10 raised to 6 are present into the excited, and that quantity is very, very small. Again, the next point again we consider, this is actually the second point related to temperature, this is the first point related to temperature, and the third point related to temperature. What is actually the third point? The third point of view, temperature, suppose it is infinity. Temperature is very, very high, means it is infinity. At that time, what will happen? N2 by N1, that must be equal, N2 is equal to N1 e raised to minus del E divided by kT. And when the temperature T is infinity, at that time N2 is equal to N1 e raised to 0, that value is 1, N1 multiplied by 1, N2 is equal to N1. N2 is equal to N1. This is the very important point. What the conclusion? That of the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law. Means, if we have a collection of atoms and how that atoms are distributed. Regarding the Boltzmann's law is very important one. According to the Boltzmann's law, it is at room temperature number of atoms present in excited state actually the 0. At high temperature, number of atoms in excited state only 7 out of 10 raised to 6. And at temperature when it is infinity, at that time number of atoms in excited state and number of atoms in ground state are same. It means that number of atoms in excited state cannot be exceed the number of atoms in ground state. It means that number of atoms in excited state cannot be greater than number of atoms in ground state. And this is actually the means as long as the material is in thermal equilibrium. As long as the material is in thermal equilibrium, the population of the higher energy state cannot exceed the population of the lower energy state or ground state. And this is actually the Boltzmann's distribution law. As long as the material is in equilibrium state, population in higher energy state means excited state never exceed the population in ground state. This is actually the Boltzmann's distribution law. And you remember that after considering this Boltzmann distribution law, next one, what is meant by the population inversion? Population inversion point of view means when the material is in equilibrium and suppose only two energy levels are considered. First energy level, one energy level is E2 and suppose this energy level is E1. Population of this energy level is N2, population of this energy level is N1. And we know the relation, that is N1 is equal to e raised to minus E1 by kT and N2 is equal to e raised to minus E2 by kT. And when we consider N2 by N1, that value must be equal to e raised to minus E2 minus E1 divided by kT. Means only two energy levels are considered. This is the first one, this is second one. And this is the relative, that is actually the population. And in Boltzmann distribution law, we have already considered whenever the material is in thermal equilibrium, the number of atoms present in excited state, that quantity is very, very small. Very, very small. Means most of the atoms are present into the ground state. And suppose in ground state, number of atoms are present. Number of atoms are present in ground state. And in excited state, suppose room temperature, the number of atoms are 0. But in such type of condition, we call it as a normal condition, or we maybe call it as a thermal equilibrium. Means when the material is in normal condition, its meaning is that the number of atoms present into the ground state, that is very, very large as compared to the number of atoms present into the excited state. That we call it as a normal state, or we maybe call it as a normal condition, or we maybe call it as a thermal equilibrium. This is actually the situation. But by increasing the temperature, we only achieve the condition N1 is equal to N2. But for achieving this condition, what about the temperature? Temperature is infinity and practically it is impossible. But how will you increase the number of atoms in excited state? For that purpose, here is the energy supplied to this material. Energy is supplied. Some external energy is supplied. And when the energy is supplied, what will happen? Energy supplied. And keeping the temperature is constant of that atoms. Temperature remains constant. And energy supplied. Due to this energy, what will happen? Energy is absorbed by this atom and that atom jumps into the excited state. And due to the application of this energy, the number of atoms, they are move into the excited state, and at that time what will happen? And when the condition achieved, the number of atoms present in excited state is more as compared to the number of atoms present into the ground state. If such situation occur, at that time we can say that is a non-equilibrium condition. Non-equilibrium condition. And that non-equilibrium condition, we call it as a inverted population, or we maybe call it as a population inversion. What is the meaning of population inversion? Population inversion means the number of atoms in excited state is more as compared to the number of atoms in ground state. If such situation occur, at that time we can say that the population inversion occur. And population inversion is very important parameter for laser action. Without population inversion, laser action is not possible. Very important one, and means keeping the temperature constant. How will you achieve the population inversion? Population inversion is achieved by supplying the energy, external energy. And due to this energy, what will happen? That energy is absorbed by these atoms, and that atoms move from ground state to the excited state. And you remember that there is more number of atoms. And at that time, we can say that the population inversion occur. And when the population inversion occur, means here is that condition, we call it as the inverted population or population inversion. But you remember that such population inversion is occur momentarily occur. And when suppose out of this number of atoms, one atom, we all are familiar with atoms remain in excited state for a short interval of time, very short interval of time, and that time is 10 raised to minus 8 second. 10 raised to minus 8 second. After that, that is come back to the ground state. Means out of that number of atoms, suppose the one atom, it come back to the ground state. One atom come back to the ground state, and when it come back to the ground state, at that time what will happen? It emits a photon, and that photon energy must be equal to, that is E2 minus E1 is equal to h mu. One photon is emitted. One photon is emitted. And if suppose that one photon is stimulates the another atom, again it emits again one photon. First photon is emitted by the process of spontaneous emission. Randomly, first photon is emitted by spontaneous emission, but that photon stimulates the another excited atom, and due to this another photon is emitted. Again these two photons again stimulate the two excited atom, 4 photons are emitted. Again these 4 photons emitted, again the next, and in this way the amplification of light takes place. In this way the amplification of light takes place. Means this is actually the situation of the population inversion. Means in population inversion, you remember that number of atoms in excited state is more as compared to the number of atoms in ground state. But you remember that such condition occurs actually the momentarily. And when these all atoms are emit the photon, again the condition thermal equilibrium, again supply the energy, and due to this energy again the number of atoms from ground state jumps into the excited state. It means that it is necessary to supply the energy to that atoms continuously, then and then population inversion condition is achieved. Means this is all about the two important point, Boltzmann distribution law and population inversion. Next time we will see what is meant by the metastable state, what are the different techniques for that is actually the pumping or for achieving the population inversion. Okay, I am stop here. Thank you.